Oh dear, Peg. Before I get into this, how do you stop a hunt away from eyeing birds up? Yeah, interesting. Anyway, to the topic at hand. Out here, would you believe it, is a ryegrass seed crop. And so planted this about 2 months ago. We've had well over 100 mil of rain in that time, being in the lower Selwyn district. It has a tendency to get very wet here and stay very wet. However, this has managed to persevere and persist and thrive, in fact. And so we've got in here Phacelia as well as the ryegrass. So planted Phacelia with the ryegrass, and reason for that being is to have a level of symbiosis rather than the monocrop. We could have done more with this, however, just trialling the Phacelia on its own with the also existing non-voluntary plants that are growing underneath. I swear that dog attracts birds. Anyway, and so my quick discussion here is just to point out the benefits of multi-species planting, even with seed crops. So the intention here is to have this crop get a grazing, so we'll graze some sheep on this and they'll put a heap of weight on. In that time, this Phacelia being highly active with the mycorrhizal fungi network, this place being 0 till the fungi network stays intact and active, as long as there is a living root providing root exudates to support that system. That system will then support these plants in whatever elements they require through a signalling, an electro signal through that mycorrhizal fungi network to signal to the microbes specific to the nutrient needed to harvest that nutrient and support it back through the mycorrhizal fungi network to the plant. And that system is very mysterious and very cool in that we've seen testing done on Herbert's testings that seem to show that the plants, when given a symbiosis of other plants and therefore through root exudates and different properties of root exudates attracting different microbes, is that those microbes are then able to harvest bound nutrients in the soil and provide the plant with the nutrients needed, even when the soil tests show that the nutrients are lacking in the soil as far as availability. Now, this goes against all traditional thoughts on the way we monitor and apply fertilizer, the emphasis being that when you create a diverse array of not only root architecture but root exudate qualities and properties, is that you get that diversity of microbial diversity. Those microbes then in turn through that mycorrhizal fungi network supplying these plants with whatever nutrients they require, whatever they're lacking, by harvesting bound nutrients through these microbes eating not only carbon in the soil through root exudates but also decomposing organic matter or active carbon or biomass being decomposed. And that there to me is fascinating. My interest now is applying this knowledge to farmers and being of service to farmers and telling them the stuff in a way that I've had to confront and put aside all the stuff I've learnt for the last 20 years and then take the stuff on and see it in action. As now I'm committed to having that be of access to farmers through myself sharing videos like this, but also being of service in person on operations throughout the world. Very exciting. That dog again. Pig! At the birds. Anyway,